Welcome back. Now, Khing Bassey is a Nollywood actor and producer, best known for his role in the popular Nigerian soap opera Tinsel, where he played the role of Charles Nahoro.
The computer science graduate from the University of Lagos is also quite known for his delivery in Ombambala, 30 Pieces of Silver and Love Like a Fire. And this morning, he'll be joining us via Skype to tell us what he's been up to, especially since the lockdown. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. So, it just feels like the whole world stood still for a bit. But producers like you were, probably just thinking about new ways to come out with something really, really great after the lockdown. So tell us what the process was like for you.
It's been quite an experience. No one saw this coming. A lot of people had a lot of expectations for 2020, and but nobody planned for COVID-19. And so, but there's one big lesson that's come out of the whole thing, and it's the importance of working online, being virtual, like we're having right now, having this this conversation virtually. And so that has created I've always known that the future is online, the future is digital. I've always known that, but it has become more important right now, with COVID-19, for us to shift our attention towards the digital platforms and just make sure that we're putting our work out there so that when things like this happen, we aren't caught unprepared.
Okay, so I'd like to know what methods you're putting in place to adapt with the new realities that we're living with.
Well, see, I'm basically pushing the things I've tried to set up for a while now, and that's YouTube, having a YouTube channel, having a website where probably like a subscription-based platform. That's where I was taking my business. That's where the whole move was channeled towards. But I've been kind of slow on it because of other commitments. But right now, I'm back on that drive and basically trying to push the business online, build a following on both YouTube, having an app, a website, and so you can have your own fans, connect with you on those platforms.
Okay, so the industry had its challenges before COVID-19 even came about. There were so many things people were arguing about back and forth. There's so many things the industry needed. Now, it does feel like with the lockdown and COVID-19, a lot of those things have been pushed to the back burner. Now that things are sort of almost coming back to normal, what would you suggest that the industry do to make things easier for everyone involved?
I would really suggest that we pay a little more attention to the distribution of films. Filmmakers are going through a lot right now because the platforms have developed a practice that is not all inclusive. It's a big problem for the film industry in Nigeria because it's becoming more and more of a carcass, more and more of, a lockdown system where it's very difficult for you to have your content distributed on platforms if you don't know someone there, if you don't meet certain criteria, which are highly subjective, as I would say, and limiting for the arts of filmmaking, in my own opinion. So I would think that the platforms should look a little bit more into these practices and see how they can think less. I know that it's a business, but it's a business that involves passion, and they need to put the passion, the art into the business, because right now that's not what it is. It's just a business, and the business is killing the art of filmmaking. So we need to pay. We need film. We need business people who are also filmmakers in the industry, or filmmakers who are business people
Okay.
who can strike a balance between business and filmmaking.
Okay.
Lovely
I know
answer.
that as a movie producer. Okay. Are you still?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I don't know. I was just going to say I hope what I'm saying makes sense
Yeah,
to
we're
you.
Yes.
connecting on another level. Don't worry.
I'd like to know, as a movie producer, I know that you have other movie productions in the works post COVID.
Yeah,
Okay, so what
I
are the
do.
measures you're putting in place to make sure that your team is well protected and no one's, is
Well,
getting.
just basically, I have this with me all the time,
Okay.
wherever I go to. Hand sanitizers, trying to maintain the social distancing. It's very important for us to keep this message. We started filming recently on Tinsel,
Oh,
and
okay.
there's a big consciousness towards maintaining the social distancing and trying to make sure that everybody stays safe. And this affects the script. You understand? Right now is not the time for us. Right now is not the time for us to be writing romance,
Scenes.
kissing
Okay.
and smooshing.
Oh,
So the viewers will just, the viewers out there will just have to accommodate the
the
lack
new
of these
realities.
things in.
Yeah.
Yes, they just have to take it like, if they don't see these things in films, they shouldn't come and start saying, hey, it's not realistic. How can two people be in love and they
And
don't
they are.
touch each other? Hey, it's the reality of the world we live in right now, and people
Yeah.
have to stay safe. So if we're trying to entertain you, please don't put us at risk. Um, I think that's basically what it is. So if I'm going to produce right now, which I'm still looking at, I do have a project that I want to get into, but I'm looking at whether this is the right time for it or not. So
Okay.
I'm just going to wait a little bit longer, maybe 2, 3 months before I get into any production of mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's interesting you should mention romance scenes and things like that. What about things like fight scenes and, physical
Yeah, yeah,
contact and stuff like that? Even a basic
yeah.
slap
Wow.
is still contact,
All of
on
that,
set.
all of
Yeah.
that, all of that, all of that. But there's one thing that can be done. We can make sure that the actors who are involved in these scenes are tested. If the testing becomes available and reliable, then that's something we can do as well. We can test every actor who's going to be involved in any scene that involves physical contact before the scenes are shot.
All right. Now, kind of reminds me about the process so there's a particular aspect of the international film industry that involves a lot of contact, and the actors are usually well tested and all that before they're even invited to be part of it. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
I know. I know
So
what you're talking
is
about.
this the new reality, though? At this point,
Yeah,
the new reality is a bit scary.
I know. I know.
All right, then.
All right.
It's been really great talking to you
Yes,
on the
it
show
has.
today. Thank you.
Wishing you all the best. I know that
Thank
you
you.
have so much going on. I really hope this period helps to put things, in perspective for a lot of you filmmakers out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
you
we
so
would
much.
have been inviting him to breakfast if he was
Yeah.
on set. Because our chef has been hard at work. But sorry, you're going to have to watch our chef's masterpiece from where you are. Thank you so much.
It's fine. It's fine. I'd just like to put out just one thing out there.
Okay, cool.
My film is going live on one of the platforms
Okay.
this
Okay.
weekend. So please follow my Instagram page, Khing Bassey on Instagram, Facebook,
All
Khing
right.
Bassey, guys. Please give me all the support you can. Go on the platform and
Thank
please watch my
you.
films.
We'll do that.
We
Thank
will.
you so much.
We will. We will.
Thank,
We will.
thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay.